Hey folks, this is Todd at Freedom Fighter Tactical. Welcome to my channel. It is time to get started doing the status of business and inventory updates once again here in 2023. It's been since mid-May of 2022 since we've done a real status of business and inventory update. And today is kind of a test run. I'm not going to roll up my sleeves and get too deep in the weeds today, but we're going to talk about things, perfecting perfection here at Freedom Fighter Tactical for 15 years, world leader in BENELLI M4 parts and accessories. Let's get started right now. Hey folks, Todd here at Freedom Fighter Tactical. Welcome again to my channel. Be sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell so you're notified of future videos. Feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also call me at the phone number on the website. You can text me at the phone number on the website. You can text me through the blurb on the website, the little chat dialog box down at the bottom, and you can email me. There's 4 ways you can get in touch with me. If you get in touch with me, you only need to get in touch with me one of those 4 ways. I will respond to one of them very quickly. None of them are faster than the other one. They're all about the same, and it all works through my cell phone. So I'm happy to hear from you if you've got any questions or comments or thoughts or whatever as you build your BENELLI M4 shotgun and 1301, which we have been trying to move into. There's been so many hurdles over the last couple of years of really rolling up the sleeves and getting into the 1301. We're not going to get into that today. In fact, I'm not going to get into a ton of stuff today. This is more of a test run. In fact, it's the second time I've recorded this video because the first time I didn't have the audio properly set. So I got basically no audio. So I'm here in a video studio in my home in Orange County, California. Of course, if you've been with me for the ride for a while now, I started doing the status of business and inventory updates as a response to all the phone calls and emails I was getting from people during COVID, wondering if we're shut down, wondering if we're selling parts, making parts, fulfilling orders, all that stuff. Started doing a twice-a-week video to let people know, hey, this is what's going on. We are still here. We are still fulfilling. We are still manufacturing. We are still leading the world in BENELLI M4 parts and accessories, and going to continue to do so. Of course, we, after COVID, over a ton of considerations, which I'm not going to get into here, we decided that we would go back to our roots, back east. I had never lived in Florida before, but I have lived in West Virginia, Kentucky, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and now I have lived in Florida. I've also spent many, many summers in Virginia and Maryland, a lot of time in both of those states as well. So I have lived on the East Coast a good portion of my life, but the majority of my life I've actually lived here in Southern California, here in Orange County. And my manufacturing, for the most part, is here. All of the business that I do is here. And I was thinking, okay, we go to Florida, we go from fascism to freedom. And look, despite the fascism, California is an amazing place. We do love it here, but it is very restrictive on the freedom. So we thought, okay, let's go to Florida. One daughter's going to college, the other's going into high school in a year. Let's go to Florida, get set up so he can get into high school there, and we can all have a bigger house, more freedom, close to the beach, all that good stuff. And we just didn't enjoy living in Florida like we enjoy living in California. There were things about Florida that we absolutely loved, but at the end of the day, we just wanted to go home. All of us wanted to come home, and I was, of course, coming back and forth to do business here in Orange County with my manufacturing, and I was just on the plane coming back and forth way too much for this and that. And you know what? My work is here. So I'm going to sacrifice and be here behind the big red curtain making gun parts for all of us who are contemptible, who are deplorables, the deplorables, right? As Hillary said, I will be here. It's kind of like Hogan's Heroes, right? You're behind enemy lines, but you're doing the work for everybody else so that freedom can reign true. And, you know, I can make sure to make you nice, good, awesome, beautifully manufactured, best gun parts in the world for the BENELLI M4 right here behind the red curtain in Orange County, California. So anyway, what's going on here at Freedom Fighter Tactical? Got the studio going. I'm not 100% satisfied with it. The studio I had in my old house was absolutely amazing. I had the wall painted dark behind me. I had it set up the way I wanted to have it set up. I had the coloring, the lighting, all that. But right now we are actually renting a house here in Southern California as we decide where we want to get a house, what we want to do. And so I don't have it set up exactly the way I want it set up. So in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and get started, get these videos going. There is a lot of great news here at Freedom Fighter Tactical. A lot of parts that we've got we're working on, and a lot of parts that we've got plenty of inventory on. Finally, we've got all the tubes. We're not sold out of any of the tubes right now. We're not sold out of any of the oversized bolt release buttons. We've got a ton of new NP3 parts coming. There are going to be restocks on a lot of them. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we've never ever had before. Even things that Benelli never did coat in NP3. We're going to start sending a lot of the OEM parts to get NP3 coated because we believe that the NP3 enthusiasts out there, which there are many, would like to see these parts done in NP3 so they can even make their gun even better than it already is with more NP3 parts. Working on a collapsible stock, I've got things going that the projects that we've got going are just incredible. We're excited about it. We've got door breaching tools now on the site, both Benelli OEM. We've got the True Lock. They're amazing. We've got, and one of the big items of news this week, and I'm going to kind of close it out with this because I really just wanted to test my equipment today, say hello to all you guys. Impact Weapons Components. Unfortunately, Earl Pittman, the owner and founder, I believe founder of Impact Weapons Components, died in February. I don't know any of the details of his death. I wish nothing but the best for his family. I initially when he had passed away, they pretty much turned off the website. I reached out to offer my condolences and was given a response. Kind of a thank you for reaching out with thoughts and prayers and that sort of a thing. And I waited a number of months and reached out and, just to inquire about what was going on with the business. Are they going to continue to make the parts? We hope they are. Or is there any way to get our hands on any inventory that might be surplused in Earl's warehouse? I didn't get a response to the second email, but I did this week get a inquiry from a customer who had noticed over at the Impact website that Impact is now selling to dealers. Now, I haven't received any emails from Impact. I went over to the Impact website, and of course, there's a blurb at the top of the page that says dealer orders are welcome now, that they're not selling to the retail customers at this time. So I was able to log in because I have a dealer login at Impact Weapons Components, and I was able to log in, and I placed a very substantial order for what was available. And a lot of things weren't available that I carried before, but a lot of things were available. So I have substantial orders in. It's already been paid, totally paid for, and I'm just awaiting a shipping confirmation, or maybe it shows up on my doorstep. I don't have any more information than that. I've had no contact with anybody at Impact for a long time, so I really don't know what to expect, and I guess I'll give it a couple months. I don't know how organized they are. I don't know what's going on, but I'll be watching the clock because if we get past the point of being able to issue a chargeback should I not get any goods in the mail. I think that's 60 days. So I'm going to give them about 60 days, 58 days, or whatever. And I'm hoping it shows up. I would love nothing more than Impact to rock and roll and just start banging out products again. Earl was a genius. He made excellent things. Loved all his stuff. I hate that he's gone now. I was just starting to get to know him. Of course, if you remember back, he and I kind of partnered up, and he did a special run. We did several hundred of the 1913 Picatinny rail, several hundred of the Scouts, and several hundred of the collapsible stock mounts, QD mounts in NP3. He was so excited. He did special packaging for this stuff, and he would send all this hardware down to coating in Arizona, and then it would get sent back to him, and he did his laser engraving on top of that coating, and then had special packaging that was exclusive to Freedom Fighter. That's almost all gone now. I think I have a bunch of the QDs for the collapsible stock, but I think I'm almost out of the Scouts and 1913s if I'm not already out of them. I know I'm out of them on black, I think across the board. But I don't have any news as whether these orders are going to be fulfilled to me. I won't take any orders on it until I have the product in my hand. And once I do, I'll send an email out and do a video letting you guys know that it's here. And it's going to be a free-for-all. First come, first serve. How quick can you get to the keyboard and get your order in? And there's not much of it. There's a couple of the items, I think I was able to get a few hundred parts, but I think they were ancillary pieces, like the kits themselves. I think it's less than 100 on any of the kits. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, thank you to all those who over the last year have reached out to me by phone, by text, by email, wondering how we're doing. Trying to figure out, are we okay not doing the videos? I mean, I was doing 2 or 3 videos a week for 2 or 3 years, and then poof, no videos. And it was all because of this move to Florida. It was a valiant attempt. It was something that we had been talking about for years, but we will probably never talk about moving from California ever again, just because too much of our life is rooted in here, and especially with my business. So I need to be here. But I do appreciate all the well wishes, the concern, the reaching out that people did over the last year. I've got a lot of good friends out there who have been friends of Freedom Fighter Tactical, customers of Freedom Fighter Tactical, proponents of Freedom Fighter Tactical, big BENELLI M4 enthusiasts all over the place, all over the country. Thank you for reaching out and making sure that we were doing okay. And thank you to all the first responders out there, fire, military, police, medical, everybody out there who works in any sort of capacity to preserve this country, to protect this country, to protect and preserve the people in this country. Great appreciation that I have for all of you out there who serve each and every day, put your life on the line, put yourselves in danger to help others, to keep everybody as safe as they can be, as healthy as they can be. And I also appreciate your families as well, who oftentimes are worried about you being out in the field and wondering if you're going to be somehow hurt, injured, or worse out in the job that you're doing, whether, again, protecting this great nation at the federal level in the military, or doing something more state and local in law enforcement, military, or law enforcement, fire, medical. Every time I see people in uniform who are out there working hard and doing it with a smile, I just love it. And but I also think about your families at home who know that you are risking it all to be out there doing what you do for us. And so I have great appreciation for you and your families. So anyway, hey, more videos to come. Got to test the equipment, got to test my skills in editing these videos and making them as nice as they used to be. Haven't done this in a year, so there's going to be some learning curve on this and getting back into, back on the saddle and doing it again. Like I said, this is the second time I've recorded this morning because the first time I didn't have the sound exactly right. So let's, hope, and I hope that I can get this thing going and get right back where I left off. I'm holding my microphone ordinarily. I wear this inside my shirt, but it needs new tape and everything, but there's a microphone inside that, so that's what that is. Something I learned when I learned how to produce videos is that if you don't want the microphone clipped to you somewhere, they're uncomfortable, they stick into your skin, they get beat up. You take some gaffer's tape and you wrap up your microphone. I don't want to move my fingers, I'll probably get a bunch of noise. But this is gaffer's tape and it's sticky on the outside. And you stick it to the inside of your shirt and point it upward, and that way it's hidden. I'm holding it today for this test run. Anyway, folks, have a great weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I promise not to be such a stranger. You can reach me 4 different ways: through the website and the phone. Contact me anytime. I hope to hear from you, and I hope to help you out building your M4 gun, making it as perfect as we can. Take care, folks. Have a great weekend. I will hopefully talk to you next week.